Fenty, if you ever decide to discontinue. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Salome and I talk about makeup and fashion. Today I wanted to bring you a makeup tutorial, a detailed makeup tutorial. This is specifically for those who are beginners. I think sometimes when we go on YouTube, go on TikTok, go on Instagram, we see all these different things, all these different techniques, everything, but we don't have the baseline. We don't have the baseline of, you know, how to apply foundation correctly, how to, you know, prep your skin even correctly, and all these things. So I kind of wanted to just slow it down, make this as detailed as I possibly can. And by the way, you don't have to use the exact same products, you know, you don't have to use the exact same products I use or the exact same products that anyone uses. I mean, my skin is completely different to yours. Just washed my face, just got out of the shower. I am going to prep my skin, which is so important. That's how I get my base to, you know, look crisp, look smooth, look as if yeah, you can tell like I have makeup on, but you know that my skin has been prepped well. I like my skin to be hydrated. I like my skin to look like it's alive, you know what I mean? I don't want it to be matte, like completely matte, especially in the winter time. I don't like that look. I like my skin to look hydrated and smooth. Go in first with my Claudie, what's this called? The Vinyl Perfect Serum. This, I actually have the bigger bottle and I am in love with her. I used to use just a few drops, goes a long way. I used to use the Kiehl's Daily Concentrate and they pretty much just stopped doing that product. Like, it's off the market now and I had to get another alternative. So I was looking around, I was doing some research, and this one, guys, she is that girl. She really is that girl. So you can see right now, even my skin just looks hydrated. It looks alive. Yeah, I hate when companies do that, where it's like they just stop making the product that you have been using for years, and now it's like you have to adjust to that. So what I like to do is tap it rather than rub it in. I feel like it just seeps into my skin, and also make sure that it's going in on your neck. Then I go in with my moisturizer. You guys already know I talk about this all the time. I use the Kiehl's Ultra Lightweight Moisturizer. I've been using this for years, and I love Kiehl's, so it works perfectly for my skin. It's very lightweight. It doesn't seem like you're putting so much on your skin, but it's still hydrating. The Bondi Sands SPF 50, and this is the tinted actually. So it kind of has like this, you'll see it now, it kind of has like this brown tint. It's not completely white. So it kind of gives me that just extra glow. I'm ready for my makeup. I think it's important to just know your skin. I tend to stick to the things that I've been using for like ages, like the Kiehl's products that I always rave about, and the Midnight Recovery, all of those things. I stick to the same things. I try not to put my skin through all of that, because I'm really scared, guys. Like I think my skin's not perfect, but it's, you know, it is, she's all right, she's getting me through. Prime your face, okay? Before we even put any foundation, any nothing, prime your face. I usually use the Milk Hydrating or Hydro Grip Primer, this one, but she's actually run out, so I can't use that at the moment. So I'm going to use the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. It's the same thing, guys. Honestly, it is. You don't need too much, just a little bit. I was telling you guys this already, like, I'm not buying any more makeup this year. I think I'm actually gonna try and even go a whole year, maybe 2025, of like not even buying any makeup, because unless it's gifted to me, of course. But I have so much that I'm like, I need to get rid of, like, I need to get rid of this. I need to use it, or I need to like maybe like sell it or something. My face feels very, very smooth. So it's a smooth canvas. It's ready for the makeup to be applied. So I am going in with a color corrector to kind of get the dark circles around my eyes gone. So what I'll do is I'll place a little bit and a little bit just under my eyes. You don't need too much. And then here, like just where it's a little bit darker than I would like it to be. Then what I do before I even go in with the brush, this is the Bobbi Brown Skin Corrector Very Deep Peach. This, I am going to just dab it with my finger just to make sure that I'm actually getting all the way up. That's the Morphe E8. I love it for just blending out like my concealers. I tend not to try and use too many brushes, but any kind of dense brush that you have would work perfectly for this. But where you can actually move. You see how it's just gliding right now? So I just kind of like pat it, and then the edges, get the edges there. Just be patient when it comes to blending out your concealer, your foundation, your color corrector. Be patient with it. So NARS light reflecting foundation in shade, always shake it before you go ahead with it, in shade D4 Namibia. Just place a small amount. You don't need too much product. I always find just start with just a small amount of product. See, I'm not even squeezing anymore. I'm just taking whatever is left with a brush. So this is also a Morphe brush, but I also have a, is this a Morphe brush? I think this is a Morphe brush as well, but this is also the Morphe M439, which is possibly my favorite brush, like in terms of foundation. I do love this one as well. I just think this one allows the product to be like to seep into my skin, rather than this one kind of soaks up the product. So she's okay. She's still good, but she's not there yet. Setting spray. Now, as I said, you don't have to get these products. You don't have to fork out a lot of money to get these products. These are just the products that I have invested in these things, so I'm using them. So I'm using the Morphe, or sorry, the Air Brush Flawless Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury. She's really that girl. I like, she's that girl. Like she will always be that girl. So then I just put the setting spray on, and I dab. You can also do, if you just have like any setting spray, you can spray the brush, just because the brush I find gets a bit dry when you just directly go in with no setting spray. And if you are looking for that hydrating finish, dewy type of look, I think that is the best way to go forward. She's eating right now. She's eating right now. This is looking good. This is looking real good. I am happy. I love that foundation. And obviously, if you feel as if, I mean, you need in more product, just put a tiny bit. I mean, I can see like maybe just a tiny bit. I don't need that much, but just a tiny bit on one side, and then you can just spread that out onto your brush. And then we're gonna use this brush again, by the way, to kind of blend everything else back together. The skin, and not like to stay away from the under eyes when it comes to foundation, because it's very heavy if you put foundation and then you put concealer and then you're putting powder, so it's too heavy. And don't be scared to, you know, just move your nose how you need it to be so you can get right in. The foundation done, we have our skin prep done, color corrector, foundation. You can, by the way, mix your foundations, of course, if there isn't a specific shade, and I actually do that a lot, but this shade just works so perfectly for me. Concealer. Okay, so it depends on what type of look I am going for on that specific day, right? So usually I like my concealer to be bright, especially at the corner of my eye. Like, I want that part to be bright to kind of open up my eyes. And then it depends. Like, sometimes I'm like, you know what, I just want it to be subtle. I want it to just kind of be like a no beat, like a no makeup look. So it really just depends what you're going for. I have the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Deep 3 Almond, medium Deep 3 Almond, and I also have the Surreal Awakening concealer in 420 by Makeup by Mario. These two are currently my favorite. Y'all know that, I mean, even when you look at how I have beat she is, look at how, you know, used and abused she has. But I have used the Too Faced Born This Way the Too Faced concealer for years. I had to give her a break, man. I had to give her a break because I was using her like to the point where it was like, girl, you gotta try something else. So I think I always notice like my skin kind of gets used to the same products or something, or I just feel like, man, I kind of just want to try something else, just so I'm not consistently doing the same looks, consistently, you know, looking the same or something. I want to try something different. So I went and got myself the Makeup by Mario when I was in Atlanta, and then of course NARS sent me their Radiant Creamy Concealer. Like that's the NARS. I think they're kind of similar in shade. Maybe the Makeup by Mario is slightly brighter, but let's see. Yeah, the Makeup by Mario is slightly brighter. That's the Makeup by Mario, and that's the NARS. So I might go in first with the NARS just to have a darker shade first. Don't put too much in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it slightly at the top, and I'm not going to go all the way up because I want to have room to blend that out. Then the corner, and then also on the other side. Bridge of your nose, and then your Cupid's bow. So I let that sit in for about a minute. That I showed you guys the Morphe one. This is my favorite brush. I know people go in with their beauty blender. I use this first because I find that I get more coverage. If, for instance, you like go too long with waiting to blend out, you can actually use a setting spray. Any setting spray, by the way, doesn't have to be this one. Any setting spray, spray it on your face and then go in and blend. I'm gonna do that anyways. I like setting my face as I'm going through my makeup and doing my makeup routine. It just works perfectly. Oh, and it feels so good. It feels so good. Okay, so I've set my face. I put my setting spray on. and I am going to dab. So what I do is I place my hand furthest from the brush like this at the bottom, and I dab. So now that the concealer is already blended out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the second shade just before I set, okay? Always remember that we go in first with our wet products, then we go in with our dry products and our setting product. Makeup by Mario. This was the 420. I am going to place just a tiny bit. Nothing crazy, guys. Honestly, just at the tiny bit. And it's only here that I'm going to place it, okay? And then I am gonna do it on the other side here. Maybe just add a little bit more like that. That is it. I'm gonna let that sit for maybe a minute or so, and then I am gonna go in again with I'm gonna actually go in with a beauty blender this time, just to make sure that I get right into the corner and it can blend out properly. The other thing I was gonna mention is that you saw how I was dabbing first, and then at the end, once I'm aware like I've blended out properly and sufficiently, I can just blend the edges out. Because I don't know if you guys can see, but I can see it in real life where there's a line, right? And I'm gonna show you how to fix that. So you can kind of see there's a line here where it's like the concealer line, and that doesn't look cute. Like, everything needs to look seamless. I have my beauty blender that I will be using to blend out the inner corners. If I find that some concealers just dry out quicker than others, I just simply go back in just like 1 or 2 spritz of my setting spray, and I look up, blend it out. Now I'm looking at it in the mirror and I feel like I want it to be brighter. Get my concealer again, and I just do the same thing. Now if I want it to be more on the more giving me, you know, a full coverage for my concealer, I just simply use the brush. I find the brush is just easier, and it gives you more of the coverage. And again, and also using a light hand, I always place my hand like at the bottom, almost at the bottom of it, so I'm not being too heavy-handed. So see how there's a line there? You can like completely see where my brush is. Like, there's a line there. You can see where the concealer stops and where the foundation stops. So I don't want to have that, and I will correct that. Again, blending and blending the edges. As always, don't forget to blend out the edges. We will do the brows. I just blend out the edges. Setting. Okay, let's have a look and see. Let's analyze right now. Everything is blended out seamlessly, right? I'm happy with how my skin looks. I'm happy with the concealer. I'm happy with the placement. I'm happy that it's blended out. The only thing is I want to fix this, but I need to set my eyes first. I've been using this for so long. I don't even know. Only God knows how long I've been using it for. It's lasted me at least 3 or 4 years. So this is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. Very good. And a little goes a long way. So what I tend to do is I'll close the lid, like just keep the lid closed, and then I'll just drop it like that, and then flip it, bang, and then there'll be some left on the lid. So I just take some of that, and if it's not enough, guys, I'll just literally get the brush that I'm using. This is the Be Perfect F07 brush. Any fluffy brush, guys, honestly, you can use. You can get it like this from the jar, from the setting thing. tap it like this. If you need more, go again. Powder than I need to, because throughout the day, you know, like my skin will actually, the oils from my skin will just start to penetrate through. So I prefer to do that than look oily. And then what I'll also do is make sure I get my nose. So now you can see that the color from my skin is looking much more paler, or I don't look as bronze as I did, and that is okay, guys, because I'm gonna add in a bronzer. You can do a creamy bronzer like this one. This one's from Fenty Beauty. It's the Ebony Matchstick in 06. So Ebony Matchstick, and you can use this and just, you know, line up to go in, or you can simply use a bronzer powder. Like, I don't use this that much. Like, I think I've only ever used this once. Beloved, 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 beloved. This is the one. Fenty, if you ever decide to discontinue, like, I don't know what bronzer I would use. I genuinely don't know what bronzer I would use. I don't know what I would use, because this is the only bronzer I use. Like, yeah, there is some out there, and honestly, I'm not saying that you guys can't find other bronzers out there, but for me, personally, for me, I'm using the Fenty Mocha Mami Forever. Like, look at how destroyed she is. She's battered, bruised, abused, but I love her because she, like, look, guys, let me just not even go there, right? Let me show you guys, because I'm talking too much right now. Get a brush that is dense like this. Doesn't have to be major big. I do have like a massive brush, which I would say don't use this for bronzing your face. Or a slightly dense brush where you can actually place it there and kind of maneuver easily and kind of upwardly. Hey, listen, just put a little bit. I love her. I will always love you. What I do is I kind of line it up to like where my ear is, like here, and I go diagonally, is that diagonally, and then I brush it up. I go up the way, so never drag it down, never brush it down, always go up the way. Okay, this kind of works also as a blush. Like, I've had compliments like, hey, what blush are you wearing? And I'm like, I'm really not wearing a blush. Like, I'm actually wearing Fenty Mocha Mami, like, Forever. And you know, if you find like you put on too much, like, it's okay, you can just go back in with your foundation brush and it works perfectly. So you see how I'm moving my hand upwardly? Like, I'm never gonna go down. I just move it upwardly. I move it upwardly, and then I go in here also. So this is kind of like if you want that bronze look, but you don't want it to be like, it looks like you've put on too much. And then just get your jawline, just a little bit on your jawline, and then the other side. To use your own judgment on this, but I think we are good. I kind of go a little bit too much, you know how I am, guys. Like, I love her. I literally love her. Like, I am obsessed with, like, look, already my skin looks like it's glowing. My skin looks like it's alive. That line, it's still there slightly, but we're gonna fix that right now. So even here you can see like there's a bit of a like it looks like there's blush or there's something there, don't worry, I am going to go back over foundation brush. I'm not putting any product on my foundation brush. I'm literally just simply going over the parts where the concealer is ended, the bronzer, and just essentially all over my face to just give that seamless blend. Bronzing your nose, I simply just go in again with a smaller brush. This is also from Be Perfect. It's the, I think it's 207. It's just any small brush will completely do you, and just whack it. A little goes a long way. And then just kind of contour your nose. Just go slightly. See how I'm holding the brush, like very light, very, very light. Don't be heavy-handed, because then you're putting on too much product and it makes it harder to blend. So just at the tip of my nose, and then also on this side. Okay, and then you see how it's not looking, it's not how I want it to be, so I kind of want a little bit more. So I'm gonna go back in again, and then up and up to the brow and up. Okay, so you can actually just kind of play it again of how much you want it, like how much product you want on, because like right now I feel like, oh, I kind of need more on this side, so then I just kind of just place more. But it's better to go less than to go too heavy-handed and too much product all at once. At least you can kind of add as you're going along. Those is like, I honestly, I don't know, like I don't really enjoy doing my brows, guys. I really don't. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you guys. Like, I really don't. Brows are very sparse, so I think that's actually why I don't like doing my brows, because they're so sparse. Like, just look how sparse they are. But then at the same time, I find that it's actually a blessing that they are, if that makes sense, because I can kind of create that whatever brow I want, essentially. So what I like to do first is kind of just brush up the brows just with any spoolie that you have. Like, I'm using the one from Benefit, which is precisely my brow pencil. So it comes with a spoolie, and then it also comes with a pencil at the other end, so which is really handy. You can actually just keep that on the go. So once I have that brushed out, so what I like to do is just take some, put some on my hand, just a pea square like that, or maybe another one, just so I have enough like that. And what I do is I get this flat brush. This is the MAC 155 or 195. Don't quote me on that, but because I've had this for years, like it's literally, it's one of my favorite brushes to apply my concealer with. And I just get it on one side from my palm, and then I go in lightly. And I just sort of create that line. Lined where my brow was, or how I want my brow to look like. And it kind of gives like that clean, sharp look that you actually have your eyebrows done, which I need to get my eyebrows done. I'm gonna go in with a little brush like this to blend it out. It seems like it's a little bit dry for this concealer, so I'm gonna just spritz it again with my setting spray and go back in. I dab it first and then kind of just drag it to your actual lid and then go back out. Kind of tell like it kind of just looks like it doesn't look seamless. So what I do is I just brush it as if I'm giving myself a unibrow, any brush like that size, and go back in with your setting spray, the lid of your setting spray, because you don't, oh sorry, not your setting spray, your loose powder or any powder. I just go in with this one and I just whack it again, and then I just set it just so it's not creasing or anything, and I just go in. Easier for me to seamlessly blend rather than not having that setting powder there. It's just harder to blend when it's not there. So then I just go back in with my concealer again. So we do it again on this side. Let me sit up this way. Oh. Carved out this side of the brow and then done the concealer and then also put the powder on. Pick up your bronzer or pick up any shade that you want to put on your eyes and then simply tap that in, and then you're gonna blend inwardly but on the outskirts. So once it's placed down like this, you're gonna move up, so it kind of gives you a seamless blend. Any fluffy brush works. This is one that I got from Zoeva ages ago. It was a 228 Luxe Crease. I love Zoeva brushes. Your daily makeup routine can look this way. You don't need to put lashes on. Like, I'm not gonna bother putting lashes on. I'm just gonna do my mascara and you're ready to get on with your day. Like, very simple, very easy. If you like, you can use the basic makeup products that you have. You don't need to go out of your way. It's very basic products. So I just kind of added a bit more just to kind of give more depth, and then on a lighter side I'm just gonna go this way, and that is it. You can get a clean brush or wipe off this brush, like wipe off the brush with like just a tissue, on a cloth of tissue or something, and then go over on the outside just to kind of give more of a seamless look. In my brow with the Indestructible Brow Charcoal shade. Little goes a long way. So it's easier now because I've already laid the foundation. I know where my brows are supposed to be. I've already done the concealer, so now I just fill it in. The front too. You can also use like a brow gel. You can use like a pen. There's so many options for your brows, but I tend to just use this because I just have this and it works perfectly for me. So that is it. That is pretty much kind of okay. So you can still kind of see where the concealer is. Don't worry, we just go back in again with our makeup brush. So we just go back in and we kind of just clean that up. So now that my brows are done, I can notice that they look fine, they look perfect, they're just not blended out the way I like them to be. So also this the Be Perfect Instructee brow has a spoolie, so what I do is I just kind of brush them, especially at the front, because I hate when it looks so bulky and it doesn't look blended. So now that is so much better. You can go more subtle than than this. Sometimes I go a bit heavier depending on the look, but just make sure that I'm brushing it out and that it's going in the direction that I want it to go. Sometimes I do go in and set it with the Benefit brow gel. I go in with the 24-hour brow gel, but that is all for my brow. The blush that I'm currently loving at the moment is this one. I know you guys have seen this on my page. It's so cute, so subtle, so pretty. It's the NARS Orgasm X, and it has like this shimmery side. So I simply just take a little bit on the brush, smile, and dab. Like, you can't tell me she's not that girl. Like, you don't need that much. Like, I go overboard with this, but you really don't need that much. And already you can see, like, I look a little bit glowy. Brown pencil, any brown pencil that you have, any brown lip liner that you have. This is the Doll Beauty, what shade is it? Killing It. And this is kind of like what it looks like. It's absolutely used and abused. So I just go in with any brown lip liner and line my lips up, kind of just wiggle as you're going along. And then you can do your bottom lashes, it's completely optional. I do just to kind of give me a better look, and then do the other side. Also, if you feel like it's, you know, kind of irritating your eye, you can also just take a break. So like, you can just take a little break, few seconds, and then go back in again, and then go in with the bottom lash. That is the lashes done, and essentially the full makeup done. So yeah, what's left is just to set the face and you are ready to go. First I go in with the L'Oreal 3-second setting mist. This is more like a fix spray. I don't like to use too much of it. It's just to set the face, and then I always go in with this afterwards. That was a lot, guys. So that's the makeup look completely finished. I really hope that you guys like this look. I hope that I was able to explain how to achieve this look, how to achieve a look similar to this. I wanted to keep it very easy, very concise. If you did enjoy it, please like this video. It really helps me. Please subscribe if you enjoy my content, if it's bringing value to your life, and please share with your makeup girlies. If you like me to do another video like this, and specifically using drugstore makeup, I will do that and I will take that on board. I really hope you enjoyed this, and as always, I will leave you and I will love you. Bye guys, and have a lovely weekend.